entrepreneur. So maybe I will have a chance to speak a little bit about my book here. It was so spontaneous that I arrived here through CNEX, CNEX Cura Invest company. The director is right there. He's the host of today.
Oh, there's this girl that you have to meet. And I'm like, we're getting into the GS. We have to present. We're preparing. I really don't have time. And then he said, well, please talk a couple of minutes to Santini. I was like, what a beautiful name. How can you not talk to Santini? So I asked Santini to come by and to not to my surprise, but I think that Santini is the living example of a serial entrepreneur. And she was telling me as 19 years old, she started her own business, dance school and professional dancer for Jean-Paul. And the rest, I'm going to let you explain.
Thank you, Rawon. Thank you. GES, amazing. So, it was so spontaneous that we met. But first, before we start, I want to just show a hand. How many of you are entrepreneurs here? Yes. And how many of you do something else, are entrepreneurial? Let me say entrepreneurial mindset. Yes, thank you. So I met Rawon through a shared connection. I have been here on the island now for 5 weeks, and I came here, which was also a very spontaneous interaction. I've written a book, Being a Joyful Entrepreneur, joyful in the name. It's now published in Dutch, so it's also available at Mensing, so go get it. And I'm working on the English version now, The Joyful Entrepreneur. So I written this book. It came out in 2017 in all bookstores in the Netherlands. Well, through a mutual connection, my book came here on the island through Janice. She's now filming me. And she posted that on Instagram, so the power of social media, right? She posted a photo, I reposted it, and I put on a comment like, wow, it would be amazing to also visit the island because my book is there, and I never been here. I'm from Suriname. My parents are from Suriname, and I was born in Amsterdam. And I live back and forth in LA and Amsterdam because I have one of my companies in Los Angeles. So Curacao was still on my list, but made a joke. And within 3 weeks, we organized the Joyful Entrepreneur Networking event here. Jurgen Rijman, which is a famous comedian, well, famous in the Netherlands and also here on the island, he wrote the introduction to my book, and he also did a shout out so that a lot of people showed up. So we had an amazing time. But the joyful entrepreneur, being a joyful entrepreneur, that really is not only about the joy, right? Because we all have to persevere. When you're an entrepreneur, a lot of projects which people don't even see, they don't work, or they fail, or a lot of ideas that you have in your mind. I always say, like, when you have an idea, in the beginning, keep it to yourself. It's like a baby. It has to grow, because when people, just criticize it, or they're just in another mindset, sometimes you have to just keep it for yourself. So for myself, I started my own dance studio when I was 19. I studied medical biology, so it was a whole other direction at the VU University in Amsterdam. And then I did a master in management and entrepreneurship because I noticed that entrepreneurship was really my thing, and being in the laboratory was really what I like to do. So I was always like, okay, should I be a dancing scientist? I don't know if that works. In the end, after 2 years, I had the opportunities to sell my dance studio for, it was a small amount, but for me as a student at the time, I was like, yes, it's something. And then I continued with another company in movement, and we organized events and wellness workshops for corporates like Accenture, Cisco, a lot of banks in the Netherlands. And then fast forward now, I have a video marketing agency in LA, and I'm also the founder of a tech startup, Jungo, which, we're all at an event right now. How many of you have been on your phone at this event? Everyone! I saw everyone. So everyone is on their phones. You know, you check email, you do other things. But what if you could check your phone and then, you know, maybe you have met some people already, but you know, you notice that someone behind you or at the back of the room or the front of the room is someone you could do business with, who can be of value for you. So the app Jungo helps connect you to meet the right people at the event you are at. So you fill in your interests, you fill in your goals, and with an algorithm, it kind of calculates who is the right fit for you. It connects you with that person if you want to kind of Tinder-like. So you have to both connect with each other, and then you can chat and yeah, start your business. So we're now in the development phase. Funding is really important. I personally invested my own money by doing some acquisitions of my own, but also got funding from the RVO, Rijksdienst voor Ondernemen, and both together, yeah, now we're developing it. So the launch will be somewhere this summer, and the development team is in Amsterdam, so I'm very excited about Jungo, and very pleased also with this spontaneous coming to Curacao, which would be a 10-day trip, which turned into a 5-week thing, and probably I will be back in a couple of weeks. So thank you, Ramon, thank you, yeah, GES also for having me, and thank you guys for listening. That's it.